चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादं सहगना नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती श्रीवासवानवी देवी दयिताय कृपादये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे माधुर्य उज्ज्वल प्रेमात श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धापसिद्धान्तरान्तराय नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्बोधे पदाम्बुजयते नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय गौराविर्भावभूमेस्तं निर्देश सज्जनप्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम सिद्धसिद्धनाथाय ते वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming together to glorify the beautiful personality that has come in our life. As Srila Prabhupada says, grandfather is more merciful to the great grandchild and great grandchildren. So we belong to that. And Srila Bhaktisiddanta is very merciful. So I'm going to narrate first, little brief, the scenery that took place when he departed from this world. And then we'll present the teachings of His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati Goswami. Before 1936 October, it's around summer, he went to Sri Jagannath Puri, whoever Dhruva Maharaj Prabhu used to live there, so they know. There is a Chatak Parva. It's considered Govardhan. And Srila Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati Thakur still has a nice bungalow, like a resting place. I remember I went with Radhanath Maharaj, we spent some time there. And Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur stayed there. And he gave some very conclusion of his entire teaching. And he even told them that since beginning of my preaching life, I was cutting down so many jungles to make the path to enter to this beautiful kunj of divine couple. Now you all also should follow that path, but don't waste your time. Practice and preach simultaneously. As 1936, as the summer was passing by, everybody noticed that his health is deteriorating slowly. And devotees suggested that he should be brought to Calcutta to see the doctor. And they were arranged a big compartment of train to bring him all the way from there to the Gaudiya Math in Calcutta in Bagh Bazaar, still there. Then 1936 October at 5:29, as you know, he left this world. And there's very details given that how Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur was responding in preaching, just like our Prabhupada. He used to always, even though he was sick, but constantly instructing his disciples. At one point, he wanted to hear about Rupa Goswami Pad's glory and Rupa Goswami Pad's position in Chaitanya Leela that is affecting us and is most important. So just before he departed, he was lying down on his bed and he said, I would like to hear this song, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. So they arranged a sweet, devotee, melodious singer, but Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur says, no, I want to hear from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, who has a higher understanding. And our Prabhupada is very merciful. In 77, I was talking to Bhaktisiddanta Maharaj that Prabhupada actually called that sannyasi who wanted to sing to Bhaktisiddanta Thakur but could not sing. And our Prabhupada called him to his room and he says, I know you wanted to sing to our Prabhupada, our Guru Maharaj, but now you can sing to me, and through our singing now, Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur will hear. That was so merciful to Prabhupada, to his Gopal. That was Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj in case if you are. So this song is very, Vishnujan Maharaj was so fascinated when he heard this. You saw in YouTube Vishnujan Maharaj singing this song again and again and again. And they have a record in YouTube. devotee didn't know, but this is a famous song. So we are going to sing this. We have a, you have the, oh, I have, oh, can you read the translation first? You know, as Srila Prabhupada says, this Krishna consciousness movement is directly under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. Can we read all together? The lotus feet of
my treasure, my devotional service, and my object of worship. They give my life meaning, and they are the life of my life. They are the perfection of Rasa, and they are perfection worthy of attainment. They are the very law of the Vedic scriptures for me. They are the meaning of all my fasts and penance, and my silent uttering in my mantras. They are the basis of religion and activities. By the purifying process of favorable devotional service, one will attain perfection, and with these two eyes be able to see his transcendental form shine like moonlight in my heart, and my heart therefore shines and reciprocates. In other words, the ordinary moon lights up to the night, and it shines, illuminates other objects. But the moon of the effulgence of the form of Sri Rupa Manjari shines into the heart, and makes the heart also shine back to the spiritual sky. The moon shines not only in the nighttime, but day and night. Your absence from my vision is like a dose of strong poison, and I will suffer to the end of my life. Gautam Das Thakur says, please give me your mercy and the shade of your lotus feet.
Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Se Mora Sampada Sri Rupa Manjari Pada We go to the slideshow. We can read together, please. In his room at the Kunja Vihari Mall in Radhapur, Srila Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati instructed Sri Abhay Charanaravinda Das, if you ever get money, print books, also present, where Sri Ananta Vasudeva Das, sold here Daniel Srila Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati, and the son of Sri Abhay Charanaravinda Das. So there are many discussions took place, not just few. There's 100 question and answer. So I'm just going to at least read few so we can grasp how fascinating that discussion was, Srila Prabhupada and with his Guru Maharaj. Question asked, how the scriptures reveal or manifest? Srila Bhaktisiddanta answered. Lifestyle behavior of Vaishnavas through their writing and speaking, like citing 200 literature in Anubhashya, in Chaitanya Bhagavat and other scriptures. They practice and preach the essence of all Purana. So hearing them is more important than reading scriptures. Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur viewed direct presence of each Acharya while he was speaking about their instruction. Next question. There is a 1974, on the 50th birthday of Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, a dramatic change of tradition took place in our Guru Parampara. And until 1874 on his birthday, 1874, that's a 50 years, sorry. 50 years birthday, I'm trying to calculate. 1924, it was appeared in 74, so 50th birthday, a dramatic change of the Guru Puja that we do. This is not performed in Gauriya Math till today. This is by the mercy of Allah Prabhupada. But Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur introduced this. And before 1924, they used to do Guru Puja once a year on a Vyasa Puja day. That was a big celebration of Guru Puja day. And Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur changed it. He said it should be done whenever disciples are eager or ready. So on that basis, Prabhupada actually very mercifully allowed us to have his Guru Puja every day. Because this is the secret of success. When you worship the scripture Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam, then guarantee your result, success. So, they asked him 3 questions. And they said, how to understand that you are following your Guru Maharaj's instruction properly? Can you imagine on Vyasa Puja day? So first question is, your Guru Maharaj told you not to go to Calcutta, but the first thing you did, you opened a temple in Calcutta, and you went preaching in Calcutta. Because Calcutta is a place, Guru Vishwadhar Babaji thinks, or he says, is a place of Kali. It is not a place for Vaishnava to go. The second instruction Srila Guru Vishwadhar Babaji gave you, that don't make disciples. Now you have thousands of disciples. And the third instruction, that don't associate with the non-devotees, but you are always intermingling with everyone, not Vaishnava, like karmis, jnanis, professors, homeless, everyone in Calcutta. So Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, 1924, on his Vyasasana, he answered. He says, first instruction that you said, my Guru Maharaj told me not to go to Calcutta. Actually, I never went to Calcutta. I'm always at the feet of my Guru Maharaj. And wherever this lotus feet is needed the most, I follow my Guru Maharaj's lotus feet. Maybe you have seen that happen to be Calcutta, but I never went to Calcutta. Then he answered that actually I never initiated. Only person listen to me is my 2 hands and 2 feet. What I want to do or go to, that's my 4 disciples. I don't have any other. You all are representative of my Guru Maharaj has come to help me in the mission. And then he says, actually in my daily conduct I never associate with any non-devotees. They are all constitutionally positioned, they forgot I'm trying to reform them, revive their relationship, that's all. I'm not preaching I'm not associating with any non-devotees. Then Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, when he finished his lecture, he says, I want you to start doing the Guru Puja, at least on the appearance day of your Guru Maharaj, beside Desa Puja. And he gave a beautiful reason. He says, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world and he has delivered the whole world. Where was I? How come I was not delivered? Then Narottam Das Thakur came. He also delivered that part of the world. So many great Acharya came, but I was not delivered. The person who has so much compassion to deliver me, his appearance day, his Vyasa Puja, his Guru Puja is more important than all other. I respect everyone, but one who has come to deliver me is the most important. So in that reference, we should feel always grateful to Prabhupada that he has come to deliver us. Believe me, you may think like it's only for you. I was born in a place, Tripura, where I went to Gaudiya Math, so nothing against or anything. But I never thought I will become this is my constitutional position, I never thought actually I will become a Hare Krishna devotee. It was only trap of Mayapur, Sahib Math, rumors in our village that everybody is happy. And when I was frustrated, I just went, I escaped from my house and I went. And I'm still here hanging. It is happy, the most happiest place in the universe. So next slide, we can read, these are the instructions. Oh, it doesn't. Together. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtana. Supreme victory, the congregation of chanting of Krishna's name. This is Gaudiya Math's sole object of worship. And you can see, we are not fanatic, but you can see amongst all the acharyas, even all the followers, can you show me one chapter of Prabhupada's book that Prabhupada did not emphasize the Hare Krishna Mahamantra more than anything else? Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur said, this is the sole object. And Srila Prabhupada is so much, it's very interesting, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Prabhupada's godfather, he says, he saw Srila Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati Thakur through Prabhupada. They see Prabhupada in a different way, very high esteem. So Prabhupada teachings, even we read any chapter, any page almost, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is emphasized by Prabhupada. Because he is a son of Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur. The next. Sri together. Sri Krishna, who is Vishal Vigraha or the object of devotee's prayer, is the sole enjoyer, and all others are enjoyed by him. 3. Those who don't perform Hari Bhajan are ignorant and murderers of their own soul. 4. Acceptance of Harinam and direct realization of Bhagavan are one and the same. It was very interesting that when Yokonos had a Bhagavad Gita in her hand, and Prabhupada says, so have you read this Bhagavad Gita? Chanting is so important. And she said, oh, we have Bhagavad Gita. And we can chant. Prabhupada says that yes, but you're chanting Krishna's name, but who is Krishna? We are chanting Krishna's name, we are serving Krishna, but who is Krishna? Then Prabhupada quote this. Vadanti tat tattavidas tattam jad jnanam abdayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan. One has to understand the completeness of Krishna, because Krishna is like a full moon. Moon is always full. Moon is never crescent or half or dark moon or new moon. That's a different perceiver, perceived that way. But moon is always full. So holy name is complete. Always complete. Holy name is pure. Holy name is everything. But according to the gradation of our perception, we perceive in a different way. The next, those who equate the demigods with Vishnu are unable to serve Bhagavan. So in Dhaka, Bangladesh, they were opening the temple. And Ramakrishna Mission, I mean, if you live in Bengal, then you will know what I'm talking about Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission is like a Christmas in America. Try to remove Christmas feeling in America, that there is no more Christmas. See how hard it is. Ramakrishna Mission was like this, not mission, the Ramakrishna. He invaded. And that's why Prabhupada, out of compassion, he said, the Bengal going to hell because of that. The sannyasi, today is not a day to talk about them, but in this relation of this, the sannyasis, I went there, that school too. The sannyasi, their breakfast with omelette and the lunch with chicken roaster every day. This is a sannyasi's lunch. And their sannyasi is actually to Govind. Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur was not just a desire to introduce new concept of preaching through sannyas. It was necessary. If he did not introduce the sannyas, Ramakrishna Mission was taking over. Everybody bow down to Ramakrishna Sannyasi and they eat anything they want, they say anything they want. Because their philosophy is, Vivekananda was asked, should I plant tulasi or eggplant? He said, eggplant will give you food, tulasi what keeps, so do eggplant. This is a spiritual philosophy. This is Vivekananda, the famous scholar, Ramakrishna's main follower. So, when Bhaktisiddanta Thakur introduced this, he says that many pretender and neophyte dressing in Paramhansa, misguiding people. Therefore, I have to introduce this sannyas to develop humility and preach while practice. He gave a whole reason why he introduced this sannyas. So in Dhaka, they were building a beautiful temple. And one devotee went there and he saw that everybody is Ramakrishna follower. In order to get them donate for Gauriya Math, there was no Gauriya Math before that. They have to be brought into favorable mood. So he started glorifying also Ramakrishna to get the money, to get donation. So then another sannyasi was sent to have a pre-plan before Bhaktisiddanta Saraswati Thakur comes to install the deity and inaugurate. And when he went there, he saw this type of preaching, he immediately lost it. He said, stop this kind of preaching, nonsense things. We don't need to glorify this bogus Ramakrishna. He spoke in front of thousands of people. They're all followers of Ramakrishna. And then there was a big kind of a riot. But that follower did not deviate. When Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur heard it, he immediately went to Dhaka. And actually he gave a speech for a few days on this point, that what is the truth, what is real religion, and what is bogus religion. And he established, that temple is still there in Dhaka. And ISKCON has a huge temple just to glorify Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur. His statue is there in ISKCON temple, and they are preaching. You'll be surprised in Bangladesh how many thousands and thousands are Hare Krishna devotees. And in big lecture, the Muslim dignitaries comes and they come and listen. I was very surprised now how much preaching is going on. Many things took place during that lecture. So there was a head of the Ramakrishna, he was kind of trying to find some fault in Bhaktisiddanta Thakur. So one great scholar, he is seeing his erudite scholarship, he wanted to join, but his friend who hated Gauriya mission or Bhaktisiddanta Thakur preaching style, he said, no, don't do it. So they came. Then at one point, after a few days, he asked, oh, Prabhupada, I have to go back to job. So what job do you do? So he's just expanding. He wants to make more money. He said, just send a little note, you're sick, and don't go. So the other guy who was against him, he said, you are a great sannyasi, great scholar, you are preaching, you have started this mission, and you are teaching your student to lie. This is what kind of preaching is this? What kind of teaching is this? And he was an attorney also. And he was like making a big show. So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur didn't say anything much, but a little later he invited him to come. But he would not come. So in presence of thousands of people, he asked him a question. Are you married? He said, yes. Let me ask you a question. If your wife was decorated with so much gold ornaments one day, and you are having wonderful time in your house, and somebody knocked the door, and you told her to hide somewhere so they don't see that you have so much gold. And when you opened the door, it happened to be thieves, rogues. They came to steal money, wealth and gold. They don't care. They just forcefully went in. And they rob you. As they are leaving, they say, you have more gold? Would you bring your wife out? Let them steal or not? Can you guess what he answered? Thank you. He said, no. He said, therefore, what I told him is not a lie. Because everybody is after sense gratification, against devotion. I told him to stick to the devotion instead of going for Maya's trap. It was not a lie, it was a rescue. That's how Bhaktisiddanta will face to face preach very vigorously. Go to the next. Oh, because of the time, I'm going to just summarize. It's a long slide, it's 27 slides. Nice. That, can we go to maybe the last one? It's very applicable. All of them is applicable in our life. Here it is. Can we read this together, please? This is a very practical everyday. Okay. As mundane thoughts arise while taking Prana,
one should not become discouraged. A secondary consequence of taking Harinam is that
these useless
mundane thoughts will gradually dissipate. Therefore, one should not worry about this. By dedicating one's mind, body, and words to serving Srila, and continue to chant with great persistence, Srila Prabhu will grant one of a supremely auspicious transcendental form. And by continuing to chant until one's anarthas are fully eradicated by the power of Srinama realization of all these parasites will automatically rise.
This happened actually in Kulindram, the famous village where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says even the dog of that village is dear to him. In Chaitanya Charitamrita you will see. Srila Bhaktisiddanta visited that place many times. When he was little boy, 9 years old, he traveled with his father. And his father, by the time he arrived in that village, it was evening. So he didn't find a place to stay. And he never came before, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So he stayed in an old temple. Somehow or other the temple is not maintained. It's like a broken down. So he opened the door of the Nath Mandir, or kind of like a guest house. And he cleaned it up with his cloth. And there was some wooden bed. And he rested there. And Bimala Prasad, Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur in his childhood life. You know how you got the name Bimala Prasad? Everybody knows, right? Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I'll come back to this. Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to be busy with his legal work and his involvement with temple, Jagannath temple. Then Jagannath Dev came in his dream. He says, Bhakti Vinod, I did not send you to solve the legal matters in this world. I want you to preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, speaking to Lord Jagannath, said, my Lord, I am so busy. If you look at the chart of his time schedule, he used to go to sleep at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. and he would wake up 10. 2 hours sleep. From 10 to 4, these 6 hours, he would translate from Sanskrit and he would write and then chant till 6, and then he would have a dialogue, take bath, take 2 chapati, 1 cup, 1 glass of milk, and a whole list is there. There is not even 1 second left. It's almost like such a tight schedule. So he told Lord Jagannath, I don't have a time. So he went to sleep. The next day again Lord Jagannath came. Bhakti Vinod, I want you to preach Lord Chaitanya's mission. He said, Prabhu, how can I do it? I am like bound to these duties and activities. But since it is the most important necessary, you please send one of your own associate from the spiritual world. That's why it's called Ray of Vishnu. You know, when Prabhupada was asked by devotee that, what, can you say something about Bhaktisiddanta Thakur? And Prabhupada answered, what can I say? He's a Vaikuntha man. Just like the Prabhupada. So Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur was very prominent. So I go back when Bimala Prasad, so then when he was born, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed. The reason I'm saying this story because I went to Jagannath Puri this year and we went to see that temple, Bimala Devi's temple. But the Pandas, till today, they have no clue what is Bimala Prasad. The word, it's not a just name. Mercy of Bimala Devi. So if we ask the Pandas, and I went with Radhanath Maharaj and a few other devotees, we went to ask the Pandas also. They say once a year they open this gate of this deity called Bimala Devi. It's on the southwest side of Jagannath temple. You can go, you don't have to go inside the temple to see from outside. They open once a year and they cut a goat and offer the goat blood and meat too. So if you want to get a name Bimala Prasad, on that day you come and take a piece of meat and then you become Bimala Prasad. This is like a bogus conception then. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur nicely he wrote, no, this is not the Bimala Prasad. He knew this is how it is. He said he prayed to Bimala Devi. Bimala Devi is non-different from Jogamaya, who is the, Bimala Devi is the Jogamaya of Kurukshetra, just like Subhadra Devi is the Jogamaya of Dwarka. Like this, Purnamasi is Jogamaya of Vrindavan. Similarly, Bimala Devi is a Jogamaya of Kurukshetra. So he used to pray, and because the mercy of Bimala Devi, the child was born, he gave the name Bimala Prasad. But over there they had this also. So then Bimala Prasad, he was lying down on the bed with Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he's a young boy, he fell asleep. In the middle of the night, there was a heavy sound, like a construction going on. You know the sound of construction, like a bricks falling apart, or slash hammer breaking. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur woke up. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very interesting. He said, how to test what is real and what is not real. Do you know how to test? Chant. While you are chanting, if you still see that object, or you still hear, then it is real. And if it is not, then it is false. Something else is. It's not eternal truth. So he had a japamala always next to his bed, which is a good practice. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur took japamala and he started chanting. Then, of course, there was no electricity, nothing, so he went to sleep again. And then again that sound came. Then he thought, no, I'm not going to go to sleep. There's some illusion, something inauspicious, something is in this temple. So he started chanting, and eventually the morning sunrise, and Bimala Prasad woke up. And Bimala Prasad and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they started walking, and they are coming, exploring the village of very dear near to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cooling ground. As they are coming near the village, they saw the villagers gathering also. Because for 50 years, nobody ever came to this temple. So they thought maybe this is a ghost. 2 ghosts today came out from this temple. So, in the village in India, when you say some rumors, immediately people wake up from the bed and they want to see what? The ghost. So they thought Bimala Prasad, Bhaktisiddanta Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a ghost. So they are watching and it's coming, like early morning in the fall. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur came nearby, then all the villagers says, are you human being real or ghost? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I am Kedarnath Datta, this is my son Bimala Prasad Datta. Oh, where do you come from? Said, we come from, he gave an address, originally from Birnagar, and we have come to visit this village. But where did you stay? You came from this temple. Said, yes. So this temple is a ghost temple. After Mahaprabhu left, it was very special place. But last 50 years, nobody ever comes, nobody goes nearby because the pujari, they hanged himself. He hanged himself and killed himself. So that ghost torture everybody, anybody comes to visit, then no, eventually everybody stopped coming. And it became like neglect. So then they inquired further and they found out, okay, he's a deputy magistrate, he's educated, he understands some concept more than us. So then they all gathered and Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, let's have a discussion about this. So he established what is pure name. Then from the audience they said, oh, he used to chant. You know, in Mayapur, Ishkan Mayapur, in my time there was a two devotee. I saw Radhika Raman was here, Radhika Raman. I know one elderly devotee, disciple of Japatal Maharaj, he hanged himself near kitchen one time. And Purnakirti Prabhu was nice, he fell from the lotus building while doing the decoration for Gaur Purnima. I don't know after that, but that was in my time too, person I know happened. One was by mistake, one hanged actually himself. Anyway, so it's not like, we should not be so blinded like, oh, anybody was chanting, he killed himself, he is now in spiritual world. This is not established in the scriptures. So that time Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he invited them to come to the temple. And they all, thousands of all the villagers, they came and they were watching. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur started chanting. And then after that he spoke. So what is holy name? And he gave that holy name is the most subtlest form of the Lord, most merciful form, but it's in a subtle form that very difficult because we identify gross body as a self. And we have to surrender to the subtlest form. So he explained that if you have two things, that you accept the subordination and you have a urge is to serve. You feel to serve the devotees, you want to serve the holy name and you have a under guidance, then pure name will appear in your tongue. Because that pujari did not chant pure name and he tortured his body which was given by Krishna, therefore he remained ghost. It's not because he chanted he will be delivered. No, he has to chant pure name. And he cannot destroy. When you take initiation, this body belongs to Prabhupada. You have no right to destroy it. You have to take care of that body because through this body, we serve the holy name, we serve Krishna. So this way Bimala Prasad from childhood is growing up with all this experience. When time came, he used to live on the upstairs in Chaitanya Math. You know, Harisari Prabhu writes that whenever Srila Prabhupada would come to ISKCON, he would stop at Chaitanya Math and he would come out of the car and he'd pay obeisances to the Samadhi temple of Bhaktisiddanta. Some people didn't know that, so they say, oh, Prabhupada did not go there. That's not true. And Prabhupada heard it. That's why he said, who say, I do this? They know that I pay obeisances. And then Sutta Prabhu also mentioned that Prabhupada would come out from the car. He would bow down and then he'd go back. And then he went to ISKCON, Mayapur Chandra temple. So, Bhaktisiddanta Thakur used to live on the upstairs. Do you know during his time, if he was in upstairs, nobody could walk by without answering him. If anybody would walk by, he would say, who is going by? Prabhupada, this is Niranjan Das. Niranjan Das is who? I am who? Why he would mention who? Why he would go further like this? He explained. You know, Goshtipurna was a guru of Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya had a 5 guru. He took 18 times to get initiated. 18 times he walked and approached, he failed 17 times. And Bhaktisiddanta Thakur also told this to his Guru Maharaj, that just like Ramanujacharya did not give up, I'm not going to give up if you don't initiate me to go to Srila Prabhupada. But why it took 17 times? We can learn like this. So he who used to apply this, he said, who is Niranjan Das? So he said, Prabhupada, I'm from Calcutta. He said, Calcutta? You are Calcutta Niranjan Das. I don't think that's a good identity. Who is Niranjan Das? He said, Prabhupada, I live in this temple. I am a so and so son of a so and so parents. And he would go on until he would come to this point. I am a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, who has come to deliver me and engage me in Radha Krishna's service. And because 17 times, you know why? Because Ramanujacharya, even though he's Acharya, but he was demonstrating a point that they will say, who are you? Ramanujacharya, I'm not giving you initiation, next time. And he would come back. Who are you? Who are you? I have come to get initiation. Well, I had a dream and I heard that you have a secret mantra. I want to hear it. He said, no. He did not give correct identity. Until that correct identity is not important how much you know spiritual life. Who do you know? In real test at death, at the moment of death, it is important, who do you know? Is it somebody so significant? So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, until you come to that point, he will not let go near his house. So one night, Bharati Maharaj, he told us this personally in Mayapur. Jarnivas Prabhu, Ramapad Maharaj was narrating this story also while he was here. It's a very sweet story. Bharati Maharaj, he was a cook. He was to stay downstairs and Bhaktisiddanta Thakur stay upstairs. So one night, he saw there is a wooden sandal sound coming down the stairs. And he thought, in the middle of the night, where is our Prabhupada going? You know, no road, it's a jungle still, Mayapur. So he started following, but he didn't want to get caught that he's spying his Guru Maharaj. So Bhaktisiddanta Thakur walked very far and he was following. After a little while, he started hearing beautiful, melodious kirtan. And as he's walk a little more, the kirtan becoming so big that those days there was no birthplace revealed yet. This is just before that. And they knew the birthplace, but nobody came there because there is a jungle. You know, even the tiger was living in that area. Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, they used to make a biri. You know, biri? Oh, you don't have to know. It's a kind of a cigar, toxic. They made biri to keep that Brahmana, because this Brahmana cannot stay without smoking. He said, okay, we make a biri for you so you can stay. Just to keep him as a pujari in birthplace. Birthplace was not known to the world. Now we are, the biggest temple of ISKCON is TOBP is there, but those days there was jungle, no road, nothing. So he built a little hut and installed Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. But no pujari and no disciple yet. 1918, first disciple, Rohini Babu. But before that nobody, so they used to hire a Brahmana to keep him. And one Brahmana says, I cannot, I need to smoke. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur told Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, make some biri for him. We don't follow, we just hear that story. It was very fascinating, so he made that kind. Bhaktisiddanta Thakur was very practical. When a big minister came to see him, and he was in the audience, but this minister also, every 15 minutes he has to go outside and smoke hookah. You know hookah, there's a Gainesville, there's a hookah, there's a hookah house. This is it's not an English name, it's a Bengali name for. This is the Ramakrishna followers. Swami Vivekananda is the main follower. He became famous, you know how? Because he went to a workshop of labor and he tasted 130 hookah. And he said, there is no difference. All humans are equal. Wow, he's a great. This is how Ramakrishna became popular. Anyway, so this big man used to smoke. So Bhaktisiddanta was speaking, but he noticed that every 15 minutes he walks outside. So he found out. He's a great man. He has thousands of followers, people listening. I want him to hear about Krishna. Why he goes out every few minutes? See, he cannot stop smoking. He's respecting you, so he stays, but after a few minutes he wants to go back and smoke. So Bhaktisiddanta says, tomorrow I want hookah to be right here in front of me and he should sit near me. He can smoke while he listens. We don't practice, I'm saying it, but it is done. So that next day when this politician, he came, he was surprised. This is a fancy hookah with all the tobacco and fire. He said, what is this? He said, our Guru Maharaj wants you to sit there and listen. He doesn't want you to go out. You please listen and smoke. It's okay. And he felt so bad. This is another teaching. If anybody wants to give up bad habit, this is how you do. So he regretted. He said, oh my gosh, he's so merciful. Krishna's mercy that he came to that conclusion. That he wants me to hear in so important hearing that he arranged this hookah. Oh God, oh Krishna, please help me to get out of this smoking. So he cried and fell at the feet of Vimala Prasad. And Bhaktisiddanta Thakur embraced him. He gave up his hookah tendency forever. You want to give up? Go to a senior devotee who completely convinced on that bad habit. You will be out of it. It's so nice. Anyway, back to the story. That Bharati Maharaj, so he's following. After a little while, Bhaktisiddanta Thakur, he lost track. But the kirtan became so big, as if like millions people are singing and crying and very emotional. And he kind of lost track where he is, what happened. And the kirtan went louder and louder and louder, and he became blind and he fell. And he's listening this kirtan, he started crying. At one point, after a little while, he saw somebody just walk by with a wooden sandal. So, what happened? Where was I? So he followed and he saw exactly he went back up in his room. And Bharati Maharaj came inside, and then he revealed next day to his grandfather, Srila. What Prabhupada Bhaktisiddanta Thakur goes to somewhere, I don't know, but it is the spiritual world where the kirtan was going on. So they revealed. Said, yes, this is Jogopi. Adavadi se lila kare gaurarai. Kono kono bhagyavan jivi dekhi bare pai. That lila, that pastime is still going on. Those who are fortunate will see. That's why Prabhupada put that name, Mayapur, Sri Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir. Very specific why Prabhupada put that name. I'll end with this little one pastime. That how important who do you know? Remember, if you ever face danger, always say, I am a follower of, can you say all loudly? I am a follower of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. If you can just say this one time, always remember like this. Any danger, it is important who do we know. By whose identity we exist is very important. There's a Ramgoti Prabhu, you heard that story, but I never can forget because we spoke face to face. I was a young teenager in Mayapur. And he was one of the devotees that after Srila Bhaktisiddanta Thakur departed from this world in 1936, he also left Gauriya Mission and he went back to his home and he married a Karmi girl who was a Ramakrishna follower so much. An association of Karmis is always in danger, whether they are religious or not. Their material religious is as poisonous as drinking poison. So this devotee, who was very serious, but he deviated. He started eating Ramakrishna philosophy of fish, meat, eggs, everything. So eventually his death also came. And he died. This incident took place in Guwahati, Assam, one state of India. And when he died, he had a son who used to live about 12 hours train journey. So in Hindu tradition, the eldest son is supposed to put the fire on the mouth of the departed father before everybody, if the son is alive. So when he died, the neighbor, they came, they want to cremate him, but somehow or other, his son is not there, so they send somebody to call him, but to go and come back is 24 hours. So the dead body is lying down. Anybody saw, I'm sure you saw how they put the dead body, like a bunch of wood, and then put the dead body and then put another stack of wood. If you didn't see, go to Jagannath Puri or on the beach, you will see, smell, everything you can. Till today. So they are ready to burn, so they are waiting for this oldest son. As the oldest son was traveling back, he was thinking, when he was a little boy, his father used to tell him about Guru.